Hey everybody, how are we all doing today? Hopefully, I'm just gonna make someone co-host. There we go. So, welcome back. Great to see so many of you coming back in. Obviously, we're doing something right in this amazing workshop, and we're ready and fired up for day 5. So, if you are with me, you can hear me. Let me know in the chat that you are here and you're awake and you're ready to really get stuck into courses today, because that's where we are and that's what we're going to be talking about. So, I'm frozen. Why am I frozen? Who knows? Oh, I'm back. Cool. Toronto, Avil's here, Scott's here. So lovely to see you all. I have an extended team today, so pop up on the screen. We've got Ariel here and we've got Mammeet here. So come and say hi, ladies. You should be able to unmute yourselves and camera block yourselves. They're going to be looking after the chat for me today. So you have me today doing the training. So I'm looking forward to that. But the ladies are going to be here. They're going to be here for the Q&A, and they're also going to help out on the chat. So if you get chatting in there and asking stuff, often it gets really busy. So you might be on Facebook or you may be in Zoom with us. It's really hard to, as you probably all know, to present and also look after the chat as well. So as an amazing team, we're all here to help you out and really make sure that this goes smoothly as possible. There she is. How are you? Are you both well, ladies?
Yes, Kevin, all set.
Awesome. We're all good. So the ladies are going to look after the chat, and then we're all going to come back for Q&A at the end. It's going to be a fast and furious session, so I'm really looking forward to getting stuck into it. So let's get cracking, because you're all here. Lots of questions. One of my favourite places. Yay. Nice. Okay. Let's get going. So let's get ready to rumble. Yeah, okay, I'm that old, I know. Right, anyway, let's get on. So, share my screen. This one. So, quick recap where we are. So, this is the Tour of Zenler workshop, and we've been running. There's 11 sessions that are going to be running all the way through to the 19th of March, which is our complete team Q&A session, which is going to be absolutely awesome. Bring your most challenging questions on that one, and someone hopefully will have some good help and advice for you. But where are we right now? So we're 1 p.m. GMT. That's all of our events are running Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday for this workshop at 1 p.m. If you don't know what time that is your time, we've got the world clock here that will help you out. We've also got in Facebook, the events area, they're all listed down in there. So just go in there and it will tell you in your time what time these run. Remember to enroll. Enroll gets you the replay links. Those of you saying, where's the replay link? Kev, I can't find it. It's evading me. It's one of these hidden gems in the world. It's a bit like, what is it? Whatever it is, I can't remember now. But it's one of those really elusive things. It's not. You just got to enroll for it. You'll get the email that gives you the Zoom link, and it'll also give you the replay link as well. It's on one page. They're all added in. Normally takes 4, 6, 8 hours to get the replays in by the time it's processed and the team have done their bits and whatnot, to be able to put it in there. So you can watch it back at your leisure, pause and go, and we're away. So what have we covered so far? Live 1. We covered dashboard and menus. That was me. Really interesting session. Really got you set up for navigating your way around Zenler efficiently. Then we went on to live 2 with David, the page builder, the core part of, and we're going to see it again during the courses one, a core part of how Zenler operates is understanding how the page builder works. We had a really great tutorial on the basics, how we layer it, how we it's in, create custom blocks, we make stuff for mobile, responsive and not, and all of that. Really, really good session. If you've not seen that and you're struggling with your layouts, the page builder session was for you. Then we was back with me on pages and blogging. So we covered pages, how you edit the pages, the pre-built pages for you, how you can actually start to build a website, integrate it with an external site, and looking at the amazing blogging area to get out information either for subscribed users or for promotional purposes, and that was a really lovely session as well. And on our last session, which was Tuesday, we had Mammeet, who's here, talking about the 5 live areas of Zenler and how we can use them, what they're there for, how we can monetize if we wish, but also the biggest question ever asked in Zenler history: what's the difference between a live webinar and a live interactive webinar? If you still don't know the answer, go and watch the replay for day or session 4, I should say, because we answer it in there again. So hopefully you'll have gone in there and seen that and watched some of that. It was a really great session, and for those of you still a little bit confused over it, don't be. The key to it is go and set it up, go play with it, watch it privately before you put it out anywhere. And we did set you a little challenge on each of these days to go off and do some bits and pieces to get entered into a draw for some brand new branded Zenler swag. So if you've not yet got that, then where are you? What, the list is long, right? Now I'm going to talk to Rakesh about this. He doesn't know this yet, but we're not just giving away a couple of bits of swag. We're going to go mad on the swag this time, right? It's a long workshop. If you stick with us throughout it and you do all the stuff, there's going to be some pretty awesome bits of swag going out there. So you got to be in it to win it. You know what you got to do. And then that brings us to live 5 and 6. So today's live session number 5. So we're going to be looking at courses, and we've broken it down into 2 sessions for courses. And the reason we do it is courses is a really fundamental part of why people often come to Zenler. They're course creators. They want to create a course, a membership, whatever it is, and they use our platform and then realize just how many other features there are involved in Zenler, and it becomes their all-in-one system for what they're doing online, which is amazing. But obviously there's a lot to learn within courses, and I didn't want to overwhelm you in one session, so I've broken it down into 2. So today is going to be the setup of the courses, and that's what we're going to focus on. And then on Saturday, we're going to get into the content of courses. So we're going to look at the different types, quizzes, surveys, all of that stuff, how it works, how you can set it all up, how you can find the replies and all the reports and all of that to do with it. And we're going to get into that on Saturday. But today we're going to look at the setup. So let me just come off here for a minute. Is everybody with me? We're all good. Got lots of people in. Someone's checking out Facebook, hopefully. So hopefully you're all in there. So are we excited to get going on this? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready and roaring to go. I'm really excited to get into this, and I've actually I've actually connected in my test account. Most of you know that I don't bother connecting a payment processor in it, but I've done it now. So I've added Stripe in there, so we can even have a look at a few different payment options for our courses as well. So we can get into that now. As with all of these sessions, we're starting right at beginner level. We've got lots of new people that have come into Zenler that are just starting to find their way around it. They're not seasoned veterans, but also for those of you that have been around a long time, we're starting to uncover bits by going through it bit by bit by bit, of bits that you just didn't really know what they were there for. You didn't really know how to use it effectively, and you're learning extra little tricks that you can enhance your system, your platform for your students, make it better for them, a better experience for them, but also for you as someone that's looking to use Zenler as a platform to generate revenue as well, right? And that's a big driving force for me behind running this workshop. If you get better at using Zenler, you look after your customers better, your students better, they then come back, they then refer you, you earn more money, right? That's how it works. So let's get back to my screen share. Let me just double check I've got the right page up. And we're going to get into this. Remember to have your questions ready. So on courses, the setup of courses is what we're going to be talking about today. So stick your questions in. If they're answered along the way by one of the ladies, that's great. If not, we'll do them on the Q&A bit towards the end. So we'll be roughly an hour, maybe an hour and a half. So, you know, get yourselves comfortable, but that's where we are with it. Okay. I'm going to turn my camera off for this. You don't need to look at me. You all know what I look like. Let's begin. So we're in the dashboard. This is my test site, my education.newzenler site. So we're in the dashboard. We're very familiar with the dashboard. We're going to go directly over to courses. Now, as we explained on session 1, this is our course dashboard. So it gives us some basic stats. We can look at what visitors we've had, what enrollments we've got. We can see what sales we've made. It defaults to this month, but you get in here lots of options to look back over time, see what this year's done, what last year's done, what all time's done on your courses, and you can start to get a really good feel. If you're feeling a bit down and you sold quite a few courses the last year or so, go back and do all time. It makes you feel great when you see that number go through the roof. We like doing that. Now, under here we have on the side here, so this is our course specific menu on the left here. We talked about this. So go into courses and it brings up this other menu here. Along here, we've got, this is where all our courses are. Now, you'll see that I've got a few test courses in there. None of them are particularly finished. You all know that. This is just for me to mess about and to help you out. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at how to create our course. Now, we're not going to go into specifically the content, the modules and all of that within a course. We're just going to go off and we're going to create our course. Now, a lot of what we do here, we can edit afterwards. So if you're worried about making a mistake or you're not quite ready for it yet, then you don't need to panic about it. Often when we start to create our course, we've got an idea maybe of some of the curriculum that we want to put together. Maybe we've not got it all. Perhaps we've come up with a really great course title, but we haven't really put a course subtitle or a summary together. So we can go back and edit these afterwards. We don't need to panic too much about it. So I'm going to put a course title in here. How to walk by large dog. That's going to be my course title. So it's going to teach someone how to walk a large dog. Okay. So my course subtitle is struggling to walk your large breed dog. This is course summary. The nightmare walking large dog. Sometimes they end up walking, stroke, dragging. Two. Want to control your large dog. Definitely. It's course be your new best friend. There you go. I just made that up off the fly. Now, if you want to, you can use the Zenler AI here, which will create you a curriculum based on what you've typed in here, and it will populate it in. So so it uses your title, your subtitle, and all of that, and then it'll add it in. I'm gonna do it anyway. So let's just let's say yes, let's create it, because I'm just curious as to what it's going to come up with that crazy title. So then we click create course. So this is now going off and it's looking at all that. Hopefully, oh look, it's even populated it for us. Now we're not going to get into the content so much, but just out of curiosity, just to see how good it would be. So introduction to walking large dogs, understanding the challenges walking a large breed dog, importance of proper leash and collar for large dogs. Yeah. Safety precautions when walking a large dog. Training techniques for large dogs. Teaching your dog to walk beside you. Utilising positive. Actually, you know what? Every time I do the Zenler AI on the course thing, it actually comes back with some okay stuff. But we're not going to get into that. So you can either add your own in, or you can use the Zenler AI to populate that for you, to give you some ideas if you've not yet finalized what it is. Sometimes it's actually a really good idea to, if you've got sort of some modules outlined, but you're sort of thinking of like a bit more content in it, get the AI to do it based on what you've put your title in, and then just see if it comes up with anything extra you may have forgotten. And then you can always delete it out if you don't want it. But anyway, that's just a little hack to hopefully give you a little bit of an idea. So it does go over there, but we're going to start right at the top here. So we've now created our course, and we get another menu come up along here. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to click back and look at our course details. So our course title goes in there, we've already done that. Our course subtitle goes in there, we've already done that. This then becomes our course URL. So this is the link that we can share if we want to take people directly to our sales page for our course. You can change this if you wish. You can just take that out and rename it to whatever you want. And as long as it's available within your platform, so you can't have two the same, of course, then you can change that in there. Then you can add in your instructors. So there's only me here, so that's fine. We can then select a category if we wish. It's not a cat, so I don't have a category set up for dog training, but I'll show you how to do that in a little while. We then have other options. I can click manage categories there if I want. I'm not going to, but that's where you can do it. There is another place you can do it, but you can do it there too. Now, do we want to make the course featured? Do we want to make the course price hidden? So that means that people, and you get little question marks here. Okay, so this course will appear feature courses block. Note that you will need to publish the course for it to be listed. Of course, we need to publish any course we do, otherwise nobody can find it. If you make the course price hidden, it means nobody can buy it. Okay, not entirely. I've never really been entirely sure as to why you would want to do that. Because it doesn't give you another option. It just means they have to contact you, which can be a little bit more work for you, but the option's there if you want it there. Make the course secret, so this won't be available in any of the blocks, you know, the all courses block or anything like that. And if you wanted to send this out by email and just get people to come along that way, then you can do it by making the course secret. So you'd have to give them the direct link for them to access. We can enable a certificate for this course. So we all know what the certificates look like. So if you wanted a certificate, then that's where you could add that. We can set an enrollment limit here. So this is the maximum amount of enrollments you can take within that course. Now, if you're offering this as maybe a live one-to-one course or something like that, and you only have places for 5 people because there's lots of one-to-one time included within that course, then you might want to set an enrollment limit. You might be testing out a new course and therefore you just want to have 10 people go through it just to give it a bit of a blast, just to see how it's working. And then we've got the show the course progress screen in between the lessons. So when they complete a lesson, it will come up and then it just shows you how far they've got. And it's more of a student-focused benefit than anything for you. Then over this side, we've got our course card. We can design directly in Canva. The plus side is it's really easy to do. You click it, design it, done. The downside is you don't get to save it. It doesn't go into your Canva account. It doesn't link through in any way. If you want to create your own one, it gives you the dimensions here. Just put that into Canva and that's how you can do that. And then it will give you a look. It will bring up with what that looks like there. And that will be your course card. So in your courses block or the courses block, or if you filter it, put that out there, that's what it's going to look like. And then we can show a rating on the course card. So on the course card, when it's out there publicly, people are looking. If you've had reviews, so you might start off with no reviews, it's not going to come up with no stars. But if you suddenly start getting reviews and you want to have it showing as a type of rating on there, then you can click that and it can show you on there. And then, of course, whenever we do anything in here, we want to make sure that we update it. Okay. You can preview your course here if you wish, but we're not going to do that right now. And this is where we publish it when we're ready. So just remember those. But every page that we do, and this goes for everywhere on the site, any change that we do, whether we're in an email sequence, whether we're on the page editor, whether we're in here, we want to make sure that we just click update or click save to make sure that that's available and it's done and we haven't got to worry about it. So the next thing is we move over. This is our curriculum. I'm not going to get into that. We're going to get into this and we're going to get into what goes into it on Saturday. So I'm going to pass over that part here. We then have our pages. So these are pages that are created by the system. When we go off and we create our course, it will create certain pages for us. So it will create a sales page, it will create a checkout page, it will create a thank you page, and it will create a course access page. And it will give you all the stats as you will work your way through. These are the links here. So as we said, this is be the link if we want to go and share that directly. That's where that is. And these are the links for the other pages. Now, just like everything that we do within Zenler, if we want to go in and we want to edit it, and I highly suggest that you do, we just click on the pencil, we click edit, and it opens up our favorite thing from session 2, which is the page builder. Okay, so it's set you up. It thinks you should have a video there. It gives you your title, your subtitle there. It's got your enrolling course here. It's given a course summary. So that's what that is there. That's our course curriculum. So it's pulled it in from what we've put in there. It's then got, oh, scrolled it a bit quick. Then it's got your instructor bit there. It's got a fake testimonial there. And then it's got our course pricing, which isn't showing because I haven't put a course price on it yet. And that's how it looks. Now, this really does need editing. And the very first thing you should, I think, always do is delete this menu, because ultimately it's a sales page, and a sales page has one purpose. And the one purpose is to sell the product that's on that sales page. If you start putting menus in it, they start hopping around all over the place. So I always delete that out. That doesn't mean you have to do it. It's just good practice in doing what you do. You definitely want to change some of the basic stuff in here. You don't have to have all these bits in here if you don't want. If you want to get rid of bits, you can just delete it out. You know how to do that from the page edit that we had the other day. So that's our sales page. We then get our checkout page. What does our checkout page look like? It's very similar. We've got our thing along here. In here, it will have that course card that I haven't put in yet, so that will show there. We haven't set a pricing plan yet. It's standard thing to have 30-day money back guarantee in here and a couple more fake testimonials. So you can edit those and put your own in and change the pictures and stuff if you want. If you don't offer a guarantee, delete that out and change it. Lots of people forget to do past the sales page. So you have to work, I say this so often, you have to work methodically through what you do. And then what happens is you make sure that you pick everything up that you need to do and you don't miss bits. And it's really easy to miss it. I've seen people, and I've been on checkout pages where people have left all of this in, including the fake testimonials. In my early days, I did it as well. I left it in there. I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't even know that it could be edited right at the beginning. So it's really important that you go through all of these. Then we've got the thank you page. Congratulations and thank you. Continue to the course. I always think it's nice to add a video in there. But again, it's very plain, it's very bland, but people will see this. So if you leave these here, people will see them. So it's really important that you go through all of these to make sure that you've got it set up in the best way you want it set up for your business. And then, of course, we've got the course access page, which shows you all of your bits and pieces here. That's the curriculum, and there's a review block there as well. So that's where the review block, by the way, even though it doesn't look it, that's where people can leave you a review. So, and then when you have it on your sales page, you can have the review block on there, pulling the reviews through. So that's how that works. So are you all with me so far? I think you might be. So course details, pages. Let's get a bit into pricing, shall we? So often this does come up as a question about pricing. I've only got Stripe connected, so I can only show you the Stripe stuff. We can set a course as free. We can have it as a one-time purchase, so it's a one and done payment. We can do it as a subscription, so monthly or annual billing, or we can do it as a payment plan. So pay month one, month two, month three, for etc., and then they get full access to it, that type of thing. So let's look what these look like. So we'll only do these two because these are the most common ones. So we're going to set up a one-time purchase for this. You can pick your currency. You can pick your price. Quite straightforward. Nothing here is mind-blowing at all. So we'll call this dog walking course. Description, train, dog. Walk. We can have buy now on it. Right. So we can have bullet points in here. So if you want to add bullet points onto this, then you can. And so what you're going to get into it, you might say that there's check sheets, there's workbooks, there's audios, there's videos, whatever it is, you can put those in there if you wish. And you just keep on adding them in there. Type, add, type, add. Easy peasy. We can set an enrollment limit. So number of enrollments, again, we can set 10 on there if we want to. Let's set 10 on there. We can set an availability, so start date. So if you've got a live element and you want to run it and they're going through certain modules at a certain time, then you can set an enrollment start date. Remember to get your time zone correct. We can set the enrollment close date. So if you only want people to come in for a week, to sell that course for a week, just set your enrollment levels there. And then we've got our course validity there. So we can have it from the date of enrollment given here for unlimited access sets validity. Now, tiers. We can set tiers. So let's set a tier. So for this pricing plan, we're going to set it for a tier where they just get that in there. Okay. We can set a tax category. I'm going to put it in as digital, and we can add them to a community. So remember when we said, oh, how do we add lots of people into a community? Well, you set up a free course, you stick the community bit in here, and then that enrolls them into that community. That's how we did it. We've got a different way of doing it now, but when we first did the communities, that's one of the ways of doing it. But if you have a community set up specifically for these people, perhaps you've got a large breed community, and people are in, they've got, this is the dog walking one, perhaps you've got one for nutrition, perhaps you've got one for training a guard dog, perhaps you've got one for health conditions with large breed dogs, I don't know, whatever the courses might be. You might want all of the ones with large breed dog owners to go in one community, and you might want ones with miniature dogs like chihuahuas and what's another miniature dog? I don't know. I can't think of one. Tell me another miniature dog. I can't think. Then they would go into a different community. Okay. So the pricing on this is really easy. So we just click finish on that. And then we can say dog walking course, one-time purchase, tiers are on. Okay. We can add upsells. We can add order bumps if you wish. So an upsell to the course by adding an upsell on the thank you page. And I'm not going to get into upsells and order bumps because I think it will overly confuse people on here. We've done tutorials on those and they're really in depth as to how you add those in. But upsells and order bumps, you can add in on these as well. Now we can add, of course, another plan in if we wish. So if we want to add a new plan in, let's do a subscription for that course. And they are slightly different. So we've got our price here. We're going to do our subscription here. We can set an additional fee here. So this will become a one-time fee. So if you wanted to do, you could add in maybe a one-to-one session included in the first month subscription. You could add that in there. And this will be the text for it. So you could add that in there. So you could have. Just add that in there. Additional fee $1,000. $1,000 for a $15 course. Insane. Right. Then we've got our monthly, yearly, daily, weekly, every 2 weeks, every 3 months, every 6 months, or custom. So that gives us our billing cycles. How often do we want to bill? Then we can give it a name, a description, buy button text, trial days. So for subscription, if you want to set as a free trial, so you might want 7-day free trial for the access to the course, then you might want to do that. That's completely up to you. It always looks good on a subscription to give a few trial days. Again, we can have bullet points, so that's similar to how we had before. Enrollment limits we had, availability we had, and we can set a tier for this one. So we can set a tier with everything in it, can't we? There we go. Then we've got our tax category again. Then we've got our community and make this the most popular plan if we wish. And then we click finish. So that's, oh, better give it a name, hadn't I? Gonna let me do it, or I've got to add in a description. No description needed. There we go. And we've set that as our most popular plan. So pricing's really easy. It's not really that difficult to put that together. You just need to know your strategy behind it. So we've done course details, we've done our pages, we've looked at the curriculum, we've not got dealt deep into the content. We've gone through pricing. Now we're going to go through the drip. So drip schedule. So this is about time releasing your content. So normally in a course, when you add your content in, it will just show all of it at once. So they come in and they can pretty much do whatever they want unless you set restrictions in place, such as setting assignments and they can't move on. But if you don't set any of that stuff up, they can just get the whole lot in one go. So, but we can set a drip schedule up if you want. So we can drip the course sections. We can do it by date, a specific date, enrollment date. And it's a good way to be able to run an ongoing membership stroke course where you can get ahead of yourself and preload up content and then drip it out as you go along. It's the only real benefit to having a drip schedule, in my opinion. If you have a course and you just want to slow them down, but they know what the end thing is, people often get frustrated with that and they'll say, can you just release it early? If it's on a membership, as in you're going to give them X amount of content per month and then you're just going to release it maybe once a month, or there'll be 2 points the 1st and the 14th of a month, then you're going to do it. Then you can set this drip schedule up, pre-plan it all in so you can get ahead of yourself, and that works really well. So dripping content throughout a course is an area I feel is probably a little bit underused. But that's what that bit means. So if you don't want to give it to them all in one go, you don't want to hold it up with an assignment or something like that, but you want to have other control over the way your content is delivered, as in when it's delivered, then the drip schedule will be for you, and that will be that's really easy just to get involved in that, and it just can't. So it just says literally, as you can see, introduction to walking large dogs, release after days from enrollment, or if I want to do a specific date, I can just put date and time in here and then just click save. We can set a notification email as well once it's been put in, so we can say, right, this is just unlocked, blah blah blah, go over here, and it will send an email just to go over to go and have a look at that piece of content that's just been released. So drip schedules, if you've not yet done one and you feel it'll be beneficial, that's a really nice place to go and have a look. Automation. We're not going to get too much into this because this is going to be covered when we do emails with Mamie in a few sessions time. So, but we get different types of emails that we can set up, and it doesn't just have to be the enroll email sequence or the course completion ones. We can add in different emails as we go through based on different things that they do or don't do. So that's what the automation tab there is for. And the student tab takes us just over to all of our users. As you can see, it's just opened up a whole new thing, and it will just show us all of the people that are enrolled within that course. And at the moment, there isn't anybody. Bit frustrating because it takes you out of the course area and it takes you over to where all the people are. So if you want to go back in, you have to go back in. So setting up the basics of a course is really easy. Okay, just do publish course, and then I can use the preview button here to see exactly what all of this looks like. So if I've set my sales page up here, so as a visitor, what does it look like? Bum, 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 bum. And look, it's got my price in there. $15 per month. $10 to buy that. This is the most popular plan. I mean, it looks ugly because we haven't edited it, but yeah. And if we go on to the buy now, it's got, look, $1,015 because it's added in that as well. If I want to go over to that one instead, because I can't afford $1,015, I'm just going to pay $10. Anyway, you get my point. You can preview your course access page as a student. So this is what it looks like for them. So you can click start and it will show them their progress as they go through, which is quite nice. And then we can see the course curriculum as a student. So you get a little idea of, from their point of view, what it looks like rather than just your point of view. So load. Ah, there we go. Right. So my course card will go up here when that's done. It tells us our percentage. We can search for a lesson if we want, but this is what it all looked like for them. Okay, got nothing in there right now. They can click on next lesson and go through. So a lot of this we can edit. We can edit little bits and pieces in here. If we go into the site settings, we did cover that on the first session, just going in and editing the course area and the player and the colors and all of that. If you're not happy with it, that bit's editable, so you can do that. So that's your first course built, deployed, priced, and available. So what else can we do whilst we're here? So we have bundles. Now, we don't have a bundle created yet. So a bundle is where we put a couple of courses together and we create a bundle of courses. So we're going to call this bundle 1. Subtitle, a group of dog courses. Allow automation drip of contents for this bundle. So if you enable that, we can enable the drip feature within the course that we've got, that we're going to put within this bundle. If you do not do it, automations and drips for each bundle will be ignored. So if you've got stuff already in your courses that's dripping it out, or you've got automations in there and you want to continue with them, tick that box, or it will stop them all. And then you'll go, but hang on a minute, it stopped all my automations, etc. So, a bit like we do with a course, but it looks a bit different. This is where we've created our bundle number 1. I don't know why it's taking so long to load, but it is. Is everybody keeping up with me?
Yes, we are right here.
Good. I'm just checking in. Everyone's keeping up.
Yeah, we're getting the yeses on the chat. Everyone's awake.
Good. I love it. Right, let's go back. I don't know why this is so slow today. Let's just try and refresh this. Okay, here we go. So bundle details. We've set the bundle details up. So we've got, again, go back to bundle details, blah, blah, blah. Just like courses. I don't know why it takes you straight to the content of it. because I like to go back and just make sure that I've set all the bundle details up first. Otherwise, you can start here, go along and forget to do these bits. So click back, just like we've called when we went into our individual course, we've got our bundle details, we've called it this, we've got that. This is our link. Remember, we've got the link in the last one. This is our instructor stroke instructors. So you might want to add more in there if you've got other people in there. Just like we're doing courses, make the bundle featured, make the bundle price hidden, make the bundle secret, set an enrollment limit, allow drip auto, it's asking you again for contents of this bundle. Then we've got our bundle card here. So it's not a course card, it's our bundle card. So this is what everything has got in it. We can again use direct in Canva or, 860 by 480 there for doing it. And then we've got our rating of the course card, if that's what we want, and click update. Remember to click update. They're slightly different to an individual course because we've already got the content in our courses. So what are we adding in to a bundle? I cannot add an unpublished. Oh, great. Right, let's add that one because I know that one is published. There we go. So this is what I've got in my bundle. What other ones have I got that are add to bathe 2 psychotic cats? Did I publish that one? No. Let's see if I publish that one. Yeah, publish that one. Right. So I've got 2 courses in here. And so when they buy my bundle, that's what they're going to get hold of. Okay. So I'm happy with that. It's already saved. Let's move on. Pages. Exactly the same as the course pages. We've got our sales page, checkout page, thank you page, and course access page. So if we look at the course access page, you'll see it just comes through like this, but it's got something slightly different because it's got courses included in here. So before you'll have just the one course, this has now got 2 courses, which is quite cool. So it knows what you're up to. The rest of it's all the same, as we can see. So bundle 1, little video, blah, blah, blah. Courses included. You get that, you get that. We haven't set a pricing for it. Pricing. Exactly the same as before. I'm not going to go through it because we've already been through it. We can set it to free. We can set it to one time. We can set it to subscription. We can set it to a payment plan. The payment plan might be more useful on this situation because if it's more from a monetary point of view, it might be more than what your individual courses are. Probably would be. So therefore, it might be a bit more of a stretch for people to actually commit. So you might want to do a one-time purchase, but also offer a payment plan as well. Just so they've got the choice of, well, actually, I'd like to spread it over 3 months rather than fork it all out in one go. The drip will be the same, so you can time release your content as we go through. Automation, the same. Email sequences, we talked about that, and students, so we've talked about that. So bundles are really easy. So we create our course, multiple courses, then we create our bundle. So pretty straightforward. Okay. Remember that when you go into these, they're in different places. So your courses are under all courses. Your bundles, you have to go to the bundle tab to see what bundles you've got there. Okay. Now, it doesn't give you all the sales stuff on this bit, but you don't need it anyway. So because you've got it here. The nice thing about here is it will tell you underneath each of your bundles and underneath all of your courses what your enrollments are. So how many people have you had come in? How many sales have you made? So how much money in sales that is. So, but also how many enrollments you've had come in. So, which is quite good. It also gives you things like that. So see that one where it's come up, that's come up as a secret course. It doesn't come up on that one because it's not. That one comes up as published. So it does give you a little bit of a hint as to what's going on. If you're not sure and you've sort of done a course and you're like, well, you know what, it's not showing up properly, that's always a good place to check. Just make sure if you think you've published it, you actually have, and that works. Now, we talked about categories. If you go into a course, so on this one, when we started right in the dashboard, oh, sorry, go back. So we go into this one. We talked about categories here, and it said manage categories, remember? So we can add a category in if we want. That allows us to filter it when we put in the block for the different courses. We can add that in there, but we can also, when we come back out here, we can manage our categories here. So if we want to add a category in, we just call it what we want. Large dog, for example. We could just put the same thing in there. Or we could just add our category in. Okay. And then any courses that we attribute to it, we can put on that link and we can go and find them. So categories are pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Assignments. So if you set assignments in your courses, and you're like, well, where does it go? Where do I find out what people have done? This is where you find out. So you come over into the course side menu here. And that's where you're going to find all of the stuff to do with assignments. So you can look for all submissions, reviews, approved, rejected, or if you've asked them to resubmit an assignment, that's where you can find it there. And you'll see as you come down, I don't have a lot in here, but I can manage each one. And then I can see what's gone on, you know, what course, etc., module, you know, what it is. So assignments, and we'll cover more of that on Saturday in session 6. Assignments, what you put into it. You can separate them out by courses as well. It's really rather straightforward, but it's handy to know where you can find it when you set it up, because sometimes we set these things up and we're like, well, that's great, but where did it go? Where do I find that information? And this is where you will find it in the course, under the course menu, on the left-hand menu of under courses. Now, of course, we're selling stuff here, so we can create coupons. The eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed we've recently added in bulk coupons, and coupons are really great because we can put them out to get discounts on courses and subscriptions and all sorts of stuff. And we can have full control over how this looks and how this works. So we can put our coupon title in, we can put our coupon code in. So if you want to put or just create a code for me, if you can't think of one, it will just give a random letters and numbers and whatever. Put a description in, because then you know what that's for. We can either add it as a percentage or an amount. So if you want to give off 50% or we want to give £10 off or whatever it is, we add that in there. We can make it specific for this coupon code to all products, all courses, all live classes, all live webinars, or specific products. So we get to choose with complete clarity over what we do with this. So if we go into specific products, for example, under here it's got courses, under here it's got one-to-one booking, under here it's got live class, under here it's got, so everywhere we can charge for something, if we've got something that we can apply a discount code to, then it will come up in this list. So I could have it in my bundle and I can add it here, and then I apply it to my pricing plan. Okay. We can limit how many times the coupon can be used. So you could leave it unlimited is don't put anything in there if you want only 10 people or it to be used 10 times. So you could say the first 10 people to get in, you know, get this discount. If it doesn't work after that, you've missed out. Right, that's it, end of story. We can have an expiry date in here. So if you're running a specific promotion, you can add in a date there and say, right, until the end of March, I'm offering a 50% discount on my new community. Come and join here, blah, blah, blah. Then you would put your date in there that it will expire. And then, of course, we've got the recurring discount, which applies for memberships. So subscriptions, if you like, apply for the discount for the first billion only. So you might say, like a lot of people do this, where you go, right, my membership's $100 a month. The first month you get it for $1. So, and then for the next, it'll go back to normal. But you can choose how many you want. So if you want it for more than one billing, first billing only, or apply discount during every billing, or you can do it for a certain amount of time. So for every billing means it's just forever ongoing. This one means it's just for the first one. This one means it will run for 8 months up to 12 months. And then you just click add, and that adds your coupon code in. So that's really quite straightforward, how coupons work. Then we've got our instructors. Again, this takes us back out of the course one, and we can add in, it comes in via people and instructors. So if you want to add a user, you can do that. If you've already got someone in your system that you want to add as an instructor, then you would go to all people, find them, and then you can add that tag onto them, and then they could be listed as an instructor within your course or your bundle. So that one's quite self-explanatory. Students, if you want to find students of specific courses, I find it easier to go in and sort of just go in here and then just click on here, students, and then it just automatically filters them for us. But you can find them the other way if you wish. Reviews. So if you've been given any reviews, they'll turn up here. And then, so if you've got the review block in place and you've said, right, leave me a review after we've done whatever it is, and they've gone in, it doesn't publish automatically. You can go in and you can edit any typos. You can decide to publish or not publish if you don't want to. So you have complete control over that here. And these are ones that will show up in the review block. So if you have it on your sales page, you can have it on the review block. If you've got your ratings on your cards for your course, it will attribute a star rating to that as well. These are our certificates, so we get to choose here. If you want to add your own certificate design, there is a YouTube video on how to do that. I'm not going to go through that today. It's not the most straightforward process in the world, but if you follow it, you can do it. If not, people tend to use the ones that are here, which they look all right. Let me just see if this one will come up. No, I have to open it up, so I'm not going to do that. We then got our video library. Not sure why that's there under the courses tab. Probably don't need to really go into that too much. And then we have our reports, which is our general report tab, where we can look at here specifically course progress. So we've got an overview here, total courses, total enrollments, not started, in progress, generate report. So we can select the course enrolled date range. So you could say, I've just done a course this year and I want to see what's happening in this particular course, and then run the report, and then it comes back with nothing because I've got nobody enrolled. But if I had people enrolled, it will give me a breakdown as to where they're up to and what's going on there. So it's quite easy to actually find the information you're looking for there. Lots of people get confused with reports. They don't really know where to look, but there's so many places. It's even up here. So we've got reports up here. We've got reports over here. So there's lots of places you can find it if you look around for it. So that's the core of the courses area. I've whizzed through some of those bits quite quickly, but I feel that's sort of covered a lot of the basics of it. You have to remember and always remember with courses and bundles, and they're the two main things here. As I said, we're going to get into assignments and stuff like that on Saturday. Remember to be methodical. When you're doing any of these types of things, and when you create your course and it takes you directly to the curriculum, remember to click back one. this is one of the most important ones to go on because this is where you publish your course. And this is so many people go, oh, I've done my course and I've filled the curriculum, and they forget to go back here and publish. And it's important that we do that. I think it's over here as well now on the curriculum. It is. So you can do it from the curriculum, but you need to go back and fill out your course cards and all of that. Have a play with the AI that's included, because it may just come up with some nice ideas for you and it might help you out. But that sort of rounds up and concludes today's session on how to get around the course area. And that's what I wanted to show you. We're going to cover automations under emails with my meeting a couple of sessions time, because they're sort of a topic of their own. So we're not going to get into that today. And the student area, we know what that's all about anyway. So let me stop sharing my screen. I'm going to jump back on. If the two ladies want to jump back in as well. It's time for Q&A. So we can do a Q&A session. I don't know how the chat's been. Manmeet, has it been busy?
Hi, Kevin. Manmeet is out. I don't know what happened because I thought she
Oh,
canceled today's session, so I don't know where she went. I also have to go because I have a demo or onboarding I have to do at 9 in the morning, which is
okay.
4 minutes from now, my time.
Right, no problem. Is Manmeet hopped back in? Sometimes she goes out and comes back.
She sent me a message that asked if I could handle the chat and could she drop here, and I didn't even have a chance to respond to it. So,
Okay,
but she's not here. So yeah.
no worries.
Yeah.
Right. Well, lovely people. I've undone your mics and your cameras, so if you want to jump on with me, then that would be amazing. Hey, Sarah, you well? Barbara's here.
Hi, yes. Mind blown as usual.
I think I went through it reasonably slowly so everybody could keep up. You have to work these things in a very methodical fashion. And like I said to you a couple of days ago, don't feel overwhelmed with it, because you might not need to do a bundle right now. Right? That might not be your thing. Just do the course first, but do it in order. I like the AI feature in there, because we think that we know what we want to add into a course, but we don't always have it planned out. And just by doing that bit first to add that into a curriculum based on the title and a summary, actually you might come up with some different ideas for you that you've gone, oh, actually, I could add that bit in quite easily, and you'd not thought of it. And I really
Yeah,
like
definitely,
nothing.
definitely. Yeah, I mean, most of it's very simple. I had two questions. They were kind of answered, but if I may ask.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, one is I'd like to, if you can show me on your screen how the categories are used. And the other question is, can you demo how to drag and drop the reviews block onto the course page?
Right, okay. Ariel, do you want to do that?
No, I've got to go in
Oh,
one
you've got to
minute.
go. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Give me 1 second, and I'll just get my screen up, and then I'll share my screen and I'll show you exactly how to do that. So how do we add the review block in? Is that the first one? And then how do we add categories in? What does that look like?
I can see I added one, but I'm just interested to see how it's actually used if you've got some set up.
I'll set some up and we'll have a look.
Okay.
Normally I would have one where I could show you, but I'm just trying to rack my brains to see if I've got one set up anywhere that I can show you. And I don't think I have.
The answer from Ariel was it's most helpful for people selling more than 5 to 10 courses, so they can narrow what they're looking down on the screen. But I just like, if you have got it set up, great, or maybe you can show it, that could be shown on Saturday.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll probably set that one up for Saturday to show you.
Okay.
I'll do you a recording on it, because she's right. I don't have enough live courses to show you how it works properly.
Okay.
That's what I'm sort of getting my head around. Because what it does is it filters. So when you're in all courses, you can then, like on a page, you can pick the category you're interested in, and it gets rid of all the others and it just shows those ones. That's the purpose of it.
Got it. Okay.
And I don't have enough on my test site. I don't have enough published courses to show you that properly.
Okay.
So, but let me show you. Let me just quickly pull up this site to show you how the block works. My computer's running really slowly today. Bear with a sec. Right, got it. So, share my screen. Very nicely zoom. Okay. So this is on the tutorial site. So this is what happens when you have the review block put in. So this is how it displays the reviews that you've gained. So if we come out of that one and look at how that looks as a visitor, come out.
We can't see your screen, Kevin.
Oh, you can't see my screen.
I can see it.
Oh,
I can see
I
it
can
as well.
absolutely see your
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. It was a setting.
ah. It's all going wrong today. What's happening?
Apparently, you can leave a screen share and go to the meeting separately now in Zoom. I didn't know that was a thing.
Honestly, I try to keep up with all these things. It drives bananas at times. So, right. Think it was on was it the course access page? I think we put it in. So that's what it looks like because I'm logged in as me. How do I show you with me not logged in? Let me remember. It's been so long since I've set one of these up. So if I edit the page. So you'll see that's in there. That's a view block there. Yeah. So I can just add in just like we did normally. Is everybody showing up here now? I don't even know why that's there. You'll see yourselves.
Yeah, we're here.
Okay. Right, so this is the review block here. So we literally just add it in like that. And what will happen is if it's externally, then they'll see the reviews. If it's within the course access page, I've seen it like this because obviously I'm an admin of this site. But if I was a student logged in, I would see that as to leave a review. So that's how you add that in. Yeah, so it's a dynamic block that we add in. Does that make sense? I'll find you the other video because that doesn't really demonstrate it very well. and I'm not geared up to at the moment to do log in, log out demonstrations. So, and now Mehmet and Ariel have disappeared. That I thought they may have stayed to be able to help me do that, but so I'll get you an actual tutorial on that one just to demonstrate that a bit better. But it's often the case when we are logged in as us as admins, we see different stuff to what the students see. Yeah, and this is one of those cases where I'm not seeing the bit I want to show you because I'm logged in as an admin. So, but I can't log out and log in right now into it as a student.
Kevin, I'm jumping in for Ariel to try to catch questions. Lisa asked, can you ask for pictures of the person for a review, or can a picture be shown in a review block?
Who's
Meaning
this?
a student's picture.
No, you can't actually, I don't think. The only way that you can do it is if they set up on their account. So when they log in, you know, everybody, you can log in and you add yourself as a user, right? You can't ask them for a picture, but if they come in and they're logged into your system and leave you a review, it will pull in their details. So it'll put in the name that they put in as a user, as a student. If they've put a picture up in there, then it will add that in there. Otherwise, it will just be a grey image. So really, you want people to fill out their profile. Profile is the word I'm looking for. So yeah, that would be where you get that from. Personally, if you're going to get reviews, sometimes it's quite nice to ask for maybe a video review as well. The review block isn't necessarily always the best thing. And the reason I say that is because if you're doing a new course, right, you want reviews that you can just add in, and you don't want it necessarily just based on that one course. So if you got them to send you reviews elsewhere, then you could literally just take that text and that copy and put it into like Canva and just create your own review block. You have a bit more control over it.
Yeah.
So
Kevin,
it's up
can
to you. Go
Kevin,
on.
can I jump in here with a quick question?
Of course you can.
Okay. I have my website right now on another server, but I want to switch everything over to Zenler, but I want to check and make sure everything's really right before I do that. Is it better for me to check out my website, set up a fake student account and go in that way, or do incognito? Or because when I do preview, it's not, you know, I can only get certain parts of it, but I'd like to check the whole website. So should I create a fake student account and then go in and look at everything?
Yeah, the way that I would do it is, so for example, if you use Chrome, I would go and use an incognito in Internet Explorer, right? That's the first thing. Then go and set yourself up as like a student account, something completely different. You've never used it before, and test it all out. That's the best way to do it. The problem with all of these systems is that we see it from our side, but we don't always see it from the student side, and it looks different.
Right. Yeah. And that was my question. So therefore, would it be best to do the student thing and just create myself a free coupon so I can review all my courses as the student would actually see it when they buy it?
I wouldn't actually do a free coupon. I would do it as I'd do it as like $1.
Okay.
And the reason you do that is because then it makes sure that all the payment processor works properly. How does that look? Have you put on invoicing, and do they get a receipt from Stripe or whatever? You know, what's the whole experience? Right?
Okay. Okay. I see what you're saying.
Because
Okay.
you might
Okay.
not get that. If it's on free, it won't give you those other bits. So yeah, do it that way. Just put it down to like $1 or something. To test.
Take it off as a tax write-off. Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Thank you.
That's okay. All right, Sarah, your internet crashed.
Kevin, do you mind if I ask a question, sir?
Who's this?
This is actually it's Matthew. I'm Lisa's husband.
Hey, Matthew, you all right?
All right, very well. The question is regarding when someone has signed up for the school
Mhm.
Obviously, when they log in, we understand that they're going to go to whatever we reframe that second sort of home page to be, right? So they'll see
Yep.
that from now on. But the question is when someone logs in initially, and I don't know if this is part of what y'all are doing with the new builder, it would be unbelievably fantastic to have them redirect to a thank you page so that they are aware that they successfully did it, is particularly if the two pages that they initially go to being to sign up and then afterwards when they log in are a little different, but not different so much so that they're like, wow, this worked, which could be on us, but just a thought on that.
Well, we covered this in session 3, which was about the logged in and logged out homepage.
Yeah, I understand that part.
And you can make that significantly different. Yeah.
So no way to redirect. I know the dynamic block does not, and I know you could manually do it, but the idea of possibly not pulling data if you do it wrong is not almost worth the hack, you know?
Yeah, I get that. I'm not, there's not an automatic way of redirecting, no.
Okay.
I'm not sure that there's going to be one either.
Okay, so that's just off the table. Okay.
I'm pretty sure I've not heard of anything. The new page editor is more about the experience of building the pages rather than the functionality of, I'd prefer to have a complete redirect system incorporated within Zenler. So when people come over from a WordPress site, they want to build it in Zenler, we can do redirects directly in Zenler. I think that would be quite awesome because then you don't end up with 404 links.
Exactly.
Inevitably will happen, but that's not on the cards either right now. But all of these things are things that are talked about to sort of hope that in the future maybe they'll get added in, but they're complex things, right? That's not
Very.
easy to do that. It's easy to sit there and type them in, but it's not so easy to incorporate that for tens of thousands of users' accounts.
No, that's right. You guys are doing a great job adding a lot of things, and you can't be everything.
No,
I as a side job, but more for our personal brands and other people's. I build websites. That's the only reason I'm even aware of that.
it's just not there right now.
Heard.
So put it on the suggestions board, for the feedback to get it bumped up. If you don't put it on, I don't know if you've put it on there yet or not, but if you don't put it on there, then it
I
will never
did.
get noticed.
Yeah. I did. Okay. Well, no worries. Thank you. I just wanted
Oh,
to confirm that. Appreciate it.
all right. No worries at all. Right, have we got any more questions, or are we all good? Tracy, can you unmute? Sorry.
Yeah.
Just
Hi.
jump in and unmute.
Thank you. I'm loving the structure of how it's done, and it's prompting me to think about making my courses in very small pieces that can be tiered, and that also, I mean, I loved how the Zenler training is done with like tiny bits where the person can easily find a section that they
Yeah.
want to go back to without watching a whole hour-long program. But I'm just wondering whether the flow would be correct to say that I could pull one lesson of one course and turn it into a free, a lead magnet by only offering access to that tier.
Yeah, you can do even now. You can do free access to one
Yeah.
lesson. That's fine as an introduction. I think if you a better way of doing it may well be is to actually do a free course and then give
Okay.
the whole thing for free as like 1 or 2 lessons or whatever it may be, and then follow it up with either email or however you're going to do it. So then get them to buy the next stage
Right.
and do it
And
that way.
is it relatively easy to just like copy a section of a video into another course?
You
Upload,
can,
I just upload it again, I suppose.
well, you can either upload it yourself. You can clone a course,
Okay.
but then that would mean going in and deleting out what you don't want.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you've already got the videos in the video library, then you haven't got to wait for them to upload again into the video library. So it's literally just click and it's in there.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
The
Okay,
biggest
great.
pain is when you're uploading lots of videos because it takes a while to buffer through.
Right.
You know, and that's nothing to do with Zenler, and it's not really anything
No,
to do
no.
with Vimeo, which is our hosting. It's just everything's done in an order, and you know, we sit there in our own world thinking we're the only ones uploading stuff, but that could be 1,000
Yeah.
videos an hour gone in there. I don't know, and they've
Yeah.
all got to be done
Okay.
in order and encoded, and so it can take a while. But once it's in there, it's then in the then you can just literally click it and add it.
Great.
It's done. It's pretty
Perfect.
straightforward.
Perfect. Thank you. That answers my question. That's brilliant. Thanks.
Good. Good. Homework for today. No, Sandy, no homework for today. There will be on Saturday for you. Incorporating, because we're doing 2 on courses. So we're going to get into the content on Saturday. Actually, what types of content, how, you know, looking at assignments a bit more, looking at quizzes and surveys and that type of thing, and how that works. So that's what we're going to cover on Saturday. And then there'll be an assignment at the end of that which covers both. All right, and you'll see why that is important on Saturday, if you can make it or make the replay. So which will be good. Right, time to catch up. I
Can I
will.
ask a quick question?
Of course you can. Go for it.
Hi. Yes, hi. My name is Darlene. I'm actually from Finland. But I would like to know, can you transfer a course from one site to another, one Zenler site to another?
Unfortunately,
No.
no. They're
Okay.
all of the sites, even though it sounds mad because it's in your account, they're all completely independent. The only one thing that all of your sites will have in common is your master login. That's it.
Okay. Yeah.
Nothing else is connected in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't. And we've been asked this a few times. So maybe it's something they need to consider. But at the moment, there's just no way. I'd like to see a master library, to be perfectly truthful. I'd like to be able to go into to the media section and go, right, in this site, I want this, and that, you know, I can look at all of it for every site I own in one place, and it's all into, because then you can do that, right? Then you can add your but the problem is getting the tech to be able to do that, and there's complications around that.
No, it's okay. I just created a course before I was aware that I could actually have a second site.
Yeah.
And it's totally different subject. Okay, thank you.
That's okay, no problem. What are best practices with Zenler and video management, site loading to store them on Zenler or store them in Vimeo and use the link in the video block in the platform? That's a good question. Video hosting, as we know, is expensive or can be expensive externally. Lots of people like to use YouTube. Well, firstly, if you're selling a course and you're embedding a YouTube video in your course, it's actually against YouTube's terms of business. They could shut your account down for that because you're not allowed to monetize it outside of its own platform. So that's quite an interesting one. I'm pretty sure that hasn't changed in recent weeks. And you also get that annoying suggested video thing come up afterwards, which could be someone else doing what you do. So why would you want that? I know I've never quite got my head around that. Vimeo is what Zenler uses anyway. So Zenler has like this super master license for it. But what it doesn't do is it doesn't give you all of the video skins and stuff that Vimeo gives you if you had your own account, right? So I think what it comes down to is one, your budget as to whether you want your own Vimeo account or you don't, and two, ease of use, because obviously when we host the videos, they're all in the media library, in the video library. You haven't got to go outside of the platform to add a video somewhere. Whereas if you've got your own Vimeo account, you've then got to look at embedding it and getting the embed code and then pulling it over and putting it in and all of that. So it adds quite a few more steps in, I think. From a security point of view, I don't think it makes any difference whatsoever. If someone wants to nick your video, they'll sit there with a phone and record it if they're that desperate. So I don't think that makes any difference whatsoever. Yeah, Zenler works with any video as long as it's an MP4. It will work with anything, and you can embed anything into Zenler as long as you've got an embed code. You can do that. That's not a problem at all. It's more a case of just the hassle of you having to set it up and go and do it. And way back before we had the ability to put a live class into a course like we can now, really easy. We can just click a button and it's there. What we used to do is we used to do like YouTube live into a course and embed it into a course, right? Which was a real faff about. It took ages to do it. It was a real pain, but it worked. And I think the key for all of Zenler users is make it as simple on yourself as possible, and therefore your life will be easier. Whereas we can do lots of clever things, but sometimes it just makes more work for us with very little benefit, or we're overthinking it, and that just makes it hard work for us.
Kevin, I think I might have missed the point here. So with you saying it's best not to upload to YouTube and then link it in to your course, but instead record separately and upload it direct.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Right. Okay. Yeah, probably been doing it the long way round then.
You can use, if you're on a paid plan, there's no reason why you can't go and set up a one-to-one or a webinar or whatever, just have you in it and record it and just use
Yeah,
it.
of course. Yeah. Okay.
You don't have to go off and use Loom or anything like that if you don't want to. The downside to it is that it's difficult to edit because there's no edit function in Zoom to edit the video if you make a mistake. So that does become a bit problematic. But to be honest, most people are okay with that. Somebody said doing short videos or short webinars. If it was me doing it, I would literally just go in and do that. I would literally go and set up a webinar, go, right, I want to split this down. So rather than using one that I'd done live, I would just sit there and go, right, I'm going to do that bit and 1 to 10 slides, record it, finish, stop the video, process it, 11 to 20 slides and do it like that, and just keep, because you've got such a big usage allowance on using the live area. Why would you not use it to its capacity?
And then you find it on the cloud and then put it into the course.
Yeah, you can download it, and then upload it as a video, or you can just add it straight in. It's up to you.
Okay, or I could do something and edit it in CapCut and then upload it from my computer.
100%. Yep, you can do it that way as well.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, however you want to do it, just try and make it so it's easy for you to do, rather than too many steps involved. But doing it whether it's not on YouTube is best, because it's just not a great experience.
Right.
You could do that, Linda. You could edit on YouTube and then download and delete it from YouTube if you wish. It's completely up to you. Right. Are we all good for today then?
Yeah, thank you very much.
So,
As usual. Yeah, thank you.
We're back on Saturday, so I think David will be with me on Saturday to finish off the courses one. So hopefully you found that of some use today, and it's giving you some idea of how the course area works, how to set up some of the pricing stuff and bundles and all of that. Just be very methodical in the way that you operate it. We can make this all as complicated or as simple as we want to make it. And I think if you make it too complicated, it might be a bit complicated for your students as well. So make it, remember the core functionality for all of you is you're selling your content, what you do, what you teach, and we're using Zenler to deliver that in a really easy way. So don't overwhelm yourself with it. It's easy to get caught up in all of the complexities of what this and what that and all of this type of stuff, but that just stops you progressing. So hopefully it's helped you today. If you've got more questions on courses, bring them Saturday. That'll be absolutely fine. I'm going to head off now. It's been great to see you all, and I'll catch up with you on Saturday. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye bye.